2SRL Season 8 is over.
Hello and welcome to 2SRL Tier 3, and today we are in Baku. I'm joined today by Pixel. Sadly, Adam cannot make it today as it was his birthday, so happy birthday to him. And yeah, it's going to be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, birthdays are temporary, Tier 3 streams are forever, but I mean, I expect his decision to make a bad choice, you know?
Yeah. I had plans as well, but obviously I prioritized Tier 3, so I am here to commentate yet again. This time I'm actually streaming, so this is the first time I'm streaming, so please let me know if there's any issues. I will try and fix them as quickly as I can, but it should be okay. I hope it'll be okay, but yeah, we'll see.
We shall indeed see.
Right, so Pixel, if have you been following Tier 3 a lot this season, or is it mainly last season that you've been following?
More so last season when I was commentating than this season. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to follow it with busy work schedule. But there's a lot of familiar faces, some solid drivers here, so
Yeah.
I shouldn't be too surprised at what I see today.
No, and we're currently riding, not on board with, but we're following Jozo along the circuit, who has been one of the top runners throughout, consistently throughout the season so far. And I don't actually know the standings, but I believe he is top 3.
I believe he's leading, in fact, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been...
Ace Boy and Owen are close behind, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one. Owen wins last time in Monaco, so congrats to him again for having a win. I think the last time he won was 21 races ago, so it's nice to see him back on top step. Wonder if he can try and replicate that this race, but though we'll have to see again. And then Sonny, he's been a bit of a loose cannon this season so far in terms of pace. We don't really know where he is. Last season he was rapid at the end, but he's not really had his breakthrough race this season so far, so maybe this is the one.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, he's the explanation for his dip in form versus last season is the fact that he's switched over to a wheel and he's dropping assists at the same time. So naturally you're gonna lose a bit of performance, and obviously the field doesn't stand still, people improve all the time. So he would have slid back into the pack somewhat, but he is a rapid driver, so I expect him to start kind of punching up there again, where he was last season.
Yeah, I think it'll come sooner rather than later, and just he needs to get a little bit of the bad luck out the window, and then hopefully he'll make it work. Speaking of bad luck, Owen has had his fair share of bad luck, and we'll ride on board with him now. He's already done a lap and validated it, so I don't know if this is going to be a full-on lap, but it seems like it is, as he is full throttle using all his ERS and such, but it might just be a quick lap back to the pits. But we'll ride on board with him for now, as he goes into Sector 2.
Yeah, I don't think he has nearly enough battery to actually do a second lap.
No, it doesn't seem like it. So I think it's just a quick in-lap to try and avoid losing as little time as possible. And currently we have 9 people who set lap times. Dominon, provisional pole with a 38.8, respectable time. I don't remember
very
what it was
solid
last
banker.
season, but that's a good time. And then we have Plinde Vinke, who's also been one of the faster drivers this season so far. He's sitting P3 there with a 39.3, so a bit of a gap, but I expect all of these times to drop as the session goes.
Yeah, there does tend to be quite a bit of track evolution from the first run to the last, and obviously as you get into the session you get more confident and you take more risks, so expect the times to tumble. I expect top 5 to be probably low 38s, but as for pole, it's anyone's guess really. Certainly low 38s, maybe someone can sneak into the 37s.
Yeah. We've been teased with someone saying they've done 37s in time trials, so it might happen. We'll have to see. Owen actually goes on provisional pole with 38.4, so that's actually a very respectable lap time to him, considering he's on 2 lap old tires, so
yeah.
Great lap from him,
I stand corrected, he did have enough battery.
Yeah, he did great on the battery management on the lap before, and he's put himself into position pole, so good stuff from him. Quite a bit of a gap to P2, but Danny, who's generally quite fast, is yet to set a competitive lap time, and so has Jozo, and Jozo's actually on his out lap, so we'll jump to him. I think is a control shift. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so he's about to start his lap. I don't know any of the turn names, so I'll just say he's braking into the left hand corner. But we'll try right on board.
I don't believe there actually are any turn names.
Oh, okay.
In Black, because Herman Tilke is unimaginative.
Right. They might just be using the actual street names of the city, but we'll have to see.
I think they literally just use T1, T2.
Okay.
Which is incredibly boring.
Which is how modern F1 tracks are being made, it seems. But yeah, so he finishes the first sector pretty well, gets early on the throttle, good to braking zones, brakes hard for this right-hander, short shift up to third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then this little chicane here, down into second. Easy over the curb, short shift to third, get the power down, Gerla moves over, Jozo into the tricky section now. I used to crash here all the time, tier 3. Last season, so good for him keeping it clean. Castle section now, hug it towards the inside wall. Oh, a little bit of a tap on the inside there. Shouldn't need too much, but might compromise his run a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit of a conservative entry to the castle section. He's definitely left a lot of time on the table.
Yeah.
He could have afforded to carry a lot more speed than he did. That's somewhat symptomatic of this lap at large. But, gets the curb jump wrong there.
Yeah,
there's a particular way of cutting that curb, and he's just not quite managed it. Nearly put himself on the wall.
Yeah, and at least he'll get a bit of a tow from his teammate here on Leto, so hopefully that can try and... okay. Not the greatest tow, to be honest.
Not really, no.
But he gets a little bit of it, and I don't think this is going to be the most competitive lap, but he will have a few more runs. And Anton is saying, is this Bathurst? And yes, it is. Okay, even considering the lap was looking... a little bit shabby at times. He still managed to put it P3, so great stuff from him. He definitely has more time on the table, so expect him to be fighting for pole at the end of the session.
In Castle section alone, I reckon there's about 3 or 4 tenths, and we saw the curb jump go very wrong, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was threatening 37 come the end of the session if he can put it together.
Yeah, and Anton says Mercs should be careful not getting collected by back markers. Well, Mercs should also slow down for yellow flags, so sucks to suck. Nah, I'm sorry. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, yesterday was the last ACC race of the season, and Antoine, who's a Merc driver, was fighting for the Constructor Championship, only to get taken, well, didn't get taken, well, yeah, I guess got taken out by a back marker who spun in front of him with 5 minutes to go, and that was the championship hopes in the bin. So I guess he's still not quite over it yet, but yeah, it's fun. But I'm gonna plug ACC again. We have a bit of a break now. Season 5 is gonna start in about 3 weeks or so. If you're interested in that, please have a look. Come join, because it's a great league, great community, and you'll very much enjoy it. Anyways, back to F1. Let's see, who else can I ride on board with? I'm gonna go with Danny.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Danny can do this session. He's always been one to fly under the radar for me.
Yeah,
he's a very solid, capable driver, but there's never really been a standout performance from him. Certainly not that I can remember. Apologies if there was.
He had a win in one of the first 3 races. I can't remember which one exactly, but he definitely did win in one of them. So he's... Oh, his Ace Boy puts in 38.2, well, 38.19, but... so that's very competitive from Ace Boy. We expect nothing less from him. He's been very fast and solid throughout the season so far, and Danny will probably improve his lap time here. He's 4 tenths up, but he seems to be making a bit too many mistakes to really jump that gap to...
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, to get to the
it's
top
just a very untidy lap.
Yeah.
Not to speak ill of him, because he is a good driver, but the lap hasn't really come together at all.
No. And He's going to cross the line, we'll see what he does, but I don't think this is going to be a huge improvement. No, he only gets up to P14, so he improves by 3/10. So he's got 5 minutes to get a better lap in. Hopefully he does, because he definitely has shown that he can be on the top step. And okay, Snellhank goes into pits, but P5 for him, that's I think usually Mercedes drivers haven't been too lucky this season. It seems to be going pretty well so far for them here.
Yeah, worthwhile to mention Snellhank, newly added to the full-time roster for Tier 3, just picked up himself a full-time Mercedes seat for this race, so maybe a change in the fortunes.
Yeah, he's been a great reserve to have. I think he's driven 3 or 4 races or so, so he's definitely seen him on track before, and we know he's capable of some speed, and I think being a full-time driver, he'll be able to put the practice in more and try and bring the fight to the top guys.
Yeah, for sure. I know Chief in particular, a man of whom I have much respect for, has spoken quite highly of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his career in 2S goes as a full-time driver.
Yeah, it will be. We'll follow it with great interest.
Yes.
And, I think Sonny is on a lap right now. I'm not sure. Actually, no, he's not.
No, he's on an in-lap.
Yeah. So
must have invalidated somewhere or just fouted the wall or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on to Owen because it seems like he's on a lap now. He's got 10 seconds left. Let's see if it's gonna be an improvement from his P3. He doesn't need to improve much.
He does have quite a thick slipstream from the Haas in front.
Yeah.
So this is gonna do very nicely.
Is that Danny in front?
Danny helping out his former teammates. So this is not as much of an improvement as he would have liked. The slipstream definitely did help a bit, but
it's only 1/10 in it.
The ultimate pace not quite as good as Owen would have liked, I suspect. Did tease the 37, so I'm sure he would have expected to be up there.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a difference in time trial as well. You don't have the pressure of qualifying. And the track conditions are perfect. But yeah, so it's still quite close to the top 3. It's only a 10th separating them, so that's definitely very competitive times up there. A little bit of a gap to P4 though, and I'd like to see, I think Jozo might be able to close that gap a bit. He's already 2/10 up on his current lap, so let's see what he is able to do here.
Managed to cut the hairpin there very nicely.
Yeah, a bit more commitment to he banks.
Yeah, still tagged the inside wall there. Remains to be seen whether he got damage from that or not. Doesn't look like there's certainly nothing visible, but yeah, it is regardless a better run.
Yeah, bonks the curb better, so he gets a better run.
Yeah, still a little bit scrappy on the exit. I think he would have been better off just to drive around it, but yeah, this is a big improvement.
Yeah,
this is looking like a 38-0.
Could be potentially. Well, let's see. Also,
yeah, and he's got the slipstream here now, so potentially a 37. Not the one we expected, but one we'll probably get.
Yeah, we'll have to see when he crosses the line. It's going to be very close, and he gets a 37.9. So he goes on to provisional pole. That's a great lap from him.
Just about. So that's that slipstream came in clutch.
So who's that in front of him? I believe that's Snelle Henke in front of him.
It was.
So yeah, Snelle Henke coming clutch here for Jozo. So yeah, Jozo provisional pole 37.9. That's a pretty quick lap time for tier 3 drivers. So yeah.
Yeah, quacked at Fortnite, my guy.
Yeah, it's actually Snelle Henke here. He's nearly 3/10 up on his lap, so we'll have to ride it with him and see what he does, because this might be a competitive lap. Antoine says, how scary is the castle section? Well, I'll go into onboard, and he's a bit slow through there, to be honest. Not too much commitment, but he might not want to throw away his lap times. He's got definitely a delta to play with. And as Nico, he says it's okay, he wants to get used to it. Well, it took me about 10 laps to get through it without crashing, but then again, I am no maestro at this game.
I won't say it's scary, but sometimes it's a bit
yeah, that's one way to describe it.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. I guess the best way is like Anton. If you take the whole mountain section flat, it's sort of that sort. It's kind of like that scary. It is doable, can be done, but it is scary when you do it.
Yep. Imagine you're going down the mountain in McLaren with a crappy setup, and you've carried way too much speed.
Yes, imagine that.
Yeah, that's roughly the average castle section experience.
I mean, it's just as scary as if you see Jack Mills spin out in front of you 5 years ago
No.
into the downhill section, Antoine. Let's put it that way.
Oh god.
Yeah. Hey, at least I finished my season on a high note. I got P4. I haven't had that sort of result since season 1. So I was happy with that. So thanks, Antoine. Giving me the best result I've had for a long time. So there's always a happy situation in a bad one.
Yep.
And I think Ace Boy, actually Ace Boy might just get... Oh!
Oh, life is misery.
He didn't have
the
that
slipstream is what made the difference.
Yeah. Wow, that is close. Very close at the top too. So Ace Boy just misses out on that pole position with a 37.999. Very satisfying lap time though. And this is why we love Tier 3. It's always very close at the top. I believe there was a race where we got identical lap times for the top 2, or am I mixing that up with Tier 2? I'm not sure. Anyways, there's been a few races already where it's been super close in the top, and this is why Tier 3 is great.
Yep, you love to see it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you must have some sort of bias as well, because you're the manager of this league.
Yeah, well, Tier 3 can sometimes be competing for most interesting tier, shall we say. Sometimes there's a lot of drama, sometimes it's quite clean, but there's always something happening.
Yeah, that is true.
It's entertaining to watch.
That's a good way to describe it. You never really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know if it's going to be utter carnage or just an absolute classic race. Take, for instance, the Tier 3 race here last year.
Oh,
or last season,
that was
I should say.
hollow moments. Yeah, I remember. I was involved in that race, and there was definitely a few questionable incidents in that race.
One or two, yeah.
Just one or two. The F1 FA definitely had a fun day afterwards.
Not the first word that would come to mind, I'll be honest.
Fun? Nah, maybe not. But alas, I think that is our quali done, by the looks of it. Maybe. Oh, actually, Blinda Vinky
taking pole.
Just quickly taking
that's
pole there.
Incredibly tight. And he too got a bit of a cheeky slipstream at the end.
But it's still incredibly close. We have the top 3 in the 37.9s. So, will this be another one of Blinda Vinky's races where he just drives off into the distance, or will he be challenged by Jules and Aceboy and Owen behind him?
Well, the thing is, DRS is so ludicrously powerful here. Yeah. If you don't storm away in the first 2 laps, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to create the gap. So, really, it depends on how brave he and others can be on lap 1 and 2 to create that gap.
Yeah. And we know Blinda Vinky, he's quite a good defending driver. Like, he's good at defending, that's what I meant to say. And Jozo, he's an aggressive attacker, so definitely expect a nice battle between these guys up front.
Yeah. I should say Blinda does have the OP ultra-wide advantage.
Yeah, is that a thing in F1?
He's it certainly helps in my experience. In terms of your awareness of where you place your car and where others place their car.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see in that sense. But yeah, so that is quali over. Quite interesting and intense. Sorry I didn't really catch it at the end, but very close at the top 3. There's
Linda followed by Jozo, followed by Aceboy. Worth noting, Aceboy was the fastest unassisted driver with no slipstream. Linda got a little bit of a sniff, and Jozo definitely got a big time slipstream. So Aceboy perhaps a little bit annoyed with that, but he's still very much in the fight. Owen a little further back wasn't able to do the 37 in the end, so a bit of a broken promise there, shall we say. Dominon kind of best the rest in top 5 position. Snellenke close behind, then Turkey, then Trevor. Trevor, the first driver not to hit the 38, so a little bit behind the rest of the field. Decent spread. Omleto P9 and Grisa P10.
Yeah, and another driver we haven't really mentioned much, Danny. He actually didn't manage to get a very competitive lap time in, so I think he's been struggling a bit today. So hopefully he can make something work in the race, because he's definitely been up there and had better results in qualifying throughout the whole season.
Yep. I certainly wouldn't discount him yet, because he's a clean and a consistent driver. There's plenty of opportunity for overtaking here, and as we saw last year, there's plenty of opportunity for others to bin it for safety cars, for contra strategies and what have you. So it's certainly not over before the flag.
Nope. I think last season, I think I was doing high 39s race pace, even in the 40s, and I was P6 with like 5 laps to go until hollow moments under the safety car where I got 20 seconds of penalties to a driver who shall remain unnamed. But
No.
But yeah, so it's definitely doable to get up to the top 5. But anyways, as the drivers begin their warm-up lap, any predictions on who's going to win the race?
I mean, certainly Blinda has put himself in prime position, and we've seen before he will fight for it, and he has the pace to do so meritoriously. Jozo, he's obviously a known quantity. He's been really impressive so far. He's right at the top of the standings. Aceboy, you can never count him out. He's a quick guy on his day. Owen will be perhaps driving a little bit flustered, considering the qualifying didn't really go how he would have expected that.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how he copes with that, because the thing I've noticed of Owen, and it's his Achilles heel, shall we say, he drives very emotionally.
Yeah.
When things don't go his way, that's a very bad thing.
Yeah. I'd say though, Owen, he has struggled a bit more in quali than in race. He usually makes up for it in the race. And as you say, he's driving with that raw emotion, which also can be a huge motivator to really get him up the field.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing to point out, Blinda and Jozo are driving very much for themselves. They don't have a rear gunner, whereas Aceboy and Owen are right there together. So
yeah, true.
It's quite possible that they're going to tactically play this to their advantage to try and exploit the weakness that Blinda and Jozo have in just being there themselves and not having that rear gunner.
Yeah. Also want to quickly mention, interestedly, everyone outside the top 10 has gone for either medium or hard tires, but only Clara, Zach, and Schofield decided to go for hard tire. I don't actually know the strat here. Do you know what it is?
To be perfectly honest with you, I can't quite recall. I do think it is a soft medium. I might be mistaken on that.
Yeah.
The hard is an interesting call. The issue with that is you're very vulnerable to an early safety car.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting gamble for them to take, so we'll see how that works out. Very much playing the long game there and hoping the race comes to them with a mid to late race safety car.
Yeah.
And obviously with the DRS as well, they can get towed along, and that will kind of disguise some of the weakness pace-wise of the harder compound tires. So it's definitely an interesting strategy to try, but there is inherent risk involved in doing so.
Yeah. Alright, as the drivers are lined up, and we're gonna get Chris left the session.
Grease the
Great
disconnecting.
start, and I guess his AI jump starts for him, and we're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Aceboy with
gets
a
a jump
drive-through
start.
penalty for a jump start,
So
and that's
Aceboy-
gone horribly wrong.
Jump start from him, and was a big dive from Snellenke, puts him up to P4. Owen has to concede. Blindevinkia gets away well, as does Jozo. Aceboy with the jump start obviously has to serve that drive-through penalty. Owen actually gets past again. There's a little bit of a contact at the back there with Dominon and Turkey. Didn't really see what happened as we go too wide with Omleto as well, and I think there'll be... Okay, so Dominon stays ahead of Turkey, and I think people are already slowly but surely slotting back into their positions.
Yeah, a little bit of argy-bargy, but thankfully no carbon flying yet. Skriza has reconnected in the lead.
Ooh, is that, I think that's Zach that's off. So Zach has wing damage, yeah, I think. So I didn't see what happened there, but he's definitely going to have to come into the pits. That's his front end plate missing, so that's definitely not going to help his race at all.
Yeah.
Didn't see what happened there, but we're going through the castle section now. Griza, I don't know what's going to happen with him, because his car completely jump started, but he doesn't have a drive-through of any sort.
Well, the FIA would have to apply a penalty because he's exploited a situation for an unfair advantage.
Yeah. Whether it's on purpose, I don't think it is, because he has internet issues generally, but definitely a weird one, that one.
Really, the safest thing to do is to just wait until you find yourself back in the position in which you started to take control of your car. That's the most favorable thing you can do in the eyes of the FIA.
Okay.
I would guess that Aceboy's jump start was probably a surprised reaction to Grease's car.
Yeah, it probably was.
That would be
Same thing happened in Monaco. Another person, I think it was Kurz, he jump started because he saw a car drive past him. So I think it was another surprise reaction. That's very unfortunate from Aceboy though, and I think he's going to serve it in the next few laps.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a yellow flag?
Next to him, VSC. Greaser retires.
Oh, Greaser retires, and it's yellow.
Yeah, he's put it in the wall.
Okay.
He's what's happened there is he's turned in too aggressively into turn 3 and has caught his wheel on the inside, lost it completely. So that's the end of that.
Well, I guess that's his penalty served.
Yeah, more or less.
Unlucky start for Greaser, and we've gotten one green lap, and now we're on the virtual safety car. But, yeah, so Aceboy with that jump start means that Owen is current. Blindevinka is net P1, followed closely by Jozo and Owen. Hank up to P5, Dominon P6, Turkey P7. So there's some good starts at the beginning.
This VSC is actually a bit of a nightmare for Aceboy because he had the gap, and under green flag running he could have tried and stretched it out a little bit more, but obviously the field won't expand under VSC as
Schofield gets a penalty.
Schofield.
Yeah.
So this VSC has definitely damaged Aceboy.
Yeah.
And Schofield, victim of the Delta.
Yeah. And I'm guessing Aceboy will probably do the drive-through this lap, or he might take one more lap, just trying to extend it just that bit more.
That's his best bet, really.
Yeah. How many laps does he have to serve it?
You have 3 laps, so considering he got it right off the start, he has to serve it this lap. If he doesn't, he'll be disqualified.
Okay. So yeah, he'll come in this lap, but so far so good. Not too much is happening. Oh, his Tiled actually gets 2 positions, or actually he goes back to... I didn't see what happened there. I just see him jumping all over the board. Yeah, so Tiled, decent start, I guess. He was a bit further back, but he's gotten a few positions. Let's go back to the front runners of Owen. He seems to be close behind Jozo.
Yep. Jozo, who critically is outside the DRS of Blinda, so Blinda's made good use of this starting phase and his clear track position.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is correct or not, but it says that Owen's gotten a purple sector 1, so he's definitely on a charge. So it'd be nice to see what sort of stuff happens once we enter the DRS zone. But Baku's one of those weird... Oh, it's Blindevinka has gone into the wall. Oh,
and that's a huge bottle. Extremely early in the race to do that. And yeah.
And that's Blindevinka. Okay, so that's one of the front runners out of the race. Blindevinka into the wall in the castle section. And Antoine, to answer your question earlier on, the castle section, that's how it bites you.
Yeah.
Easy little mistake and you're out.
Needless error from Blinda there.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. obviously fighting for the win, but he had a pocket, and there were other cars in the fight. Ace Boy, one of his major rivals with the drive-through penalty, he was in a good position. It's always better to leave a 10th or 2 on the track than to put the car on the wall.
Yeah.
And he's just gotten that balance wrong today.
Yeah, and interestingly, I think, so Josser goes into the pits, Owen continues, Snelle Henke goes into pits as well, so does Dominon.
I think this might be a problem for Ace Boy. You can't serve drive-thrus under the safety car, so he's going to get disqualified.
He's had to serve it though. Actually, he's gone.
Well, he's come into the pits. He's not gotten to serve his drive-through, and the safety car has come out. He's going to be disqualified.
From race control, or is it more FAA?
By the game.
Well, that's.
Well, it's not disqualified. I'm quite surprised.
Think he might. Oh, he still has the drive-through on him. I guess it doesn't count the laps where you're under a yellow flag, does it?
I guess not. I'm.
Because if that's the case, then
surprised by that. Forgive my lack of faith in Codemasters to program around such scenarios. They generally don't have that talent, so color me surprised that Ace Boy hasn't been disqualified.
Maybe for once they've done something right. Who knows? Anyways.
Yeah, well, it's probably an unintendedly good piece of code.
Probably.
Or just a complete glitch.
And Praetorius says this is why you should always serve drive-through as quickly as possible. And I guess we'll have to see once safety car ends what sort of penalty he'll get. Even actually when he crosses the line, if he'll get disqualified on the spot there. So.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not really sure how the game is going to handle this. But yeah, Praetorius there with the salient point. You can't predict what's going to happen next, so it's best just to get it out of the way and live to regret having not gone later than to be screwed over.
Yeah, but I guess you learn something every race.
Yeah.
And Nico says he just has to go into the pit as soon as safety car ends, but that might be difficult because they go green when they cross the line. No, never mind. Depending on how Owen starts off with the safety car, Ace Boy might actually be past the pits at the time.
Well,
I don't know
Ace Boy, if he will have to peel in as soon as it goes green.
Yeah.
Because he's hit the 3-lap count, so he's going to follow the safety car. And the really damaging part of that is he will be at the very back of the field.
Yeah. And interestingly, Owen, only guy in the soft tires now. Every other soft tire runner has gone for the hard tires, so they all took that free pit stop. But I think Owen might be onto something here, because I don't think this is the last safety car we're going to see.
Yeah, and it's a long way to stretch the hards, even if this is the last safety car, so yeah, it's an interesting calculation of what is the naturally fastest strategy versus what is the smartest in the circumstance of the situation.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult to figure out which one's best, but we'll see at the end of the race, I guess. But this promotes Ocean Chief and Danny to P3 and 4. Medium runners actually really benefiting from this one, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they can just stay out a little bit longer and just keep running the race they're planning to do, and they get a few free laps under the medium tires, actually. So they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, and at this point, having gotten a little bit of running on the soft tires from Owen, the edge will be gone off the tires, so the natural pace of the mediums will be relatively close to his tires.
Yeah, they will. So Kurz will probably be wanting to pile on pressure as soon as he can, try and force Owen into a mistake, and then maybe make him a pit earlier than he wants to.
For sure, and every lap that a medium runner can hound the back of Owen is a move in their favor, because Owen's tires will degrade faster.
Yep. But I think Owen, honestly, I think he's gone for the right strat here, because he can get those few laps on the yellow, eke out those soft tires, and have proper, fresh mediums that will definitely last in the race when he decides to pit eventually.
Safety car in this lap, so Owen will take over duties as the safety car. Backed it right down. He's going to want to wait as long as possible for the restart because it is a big run down to turn 1. He doesn't want to be vulnerable to the slipstream.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to wait till right up until the line. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now with Ace Boy, so we'll keep an eye on that. But Owen biding his time. Doesn't want to go too early. He'll be vulnerable otherwise. And the pack tucked right up behind him. Kerr is very close. He doesn't want to be caught napping. And Owen's decided to pull the pin now. Perhaps a little bit early. But he's gotten a good drive, and he's created a big gap to the Haas's himself and Kerr's.
Yeah.
Kerr's not close enough to challenge.
Snelle Henke, or is it Gerla? Ace Boy gets disqualified.
There we go.
So Gerla goes for a move on Danny, and actually Danny goes quite wide, so Gerla gets the move done, and that allows Clara to go up to P5 as well, and Danny has fallen 3 positions actually as Jozo gets past Danny as well, so that's a terrible start.
And now Snelle Henke attacking him as well. This has been a nightmare restart for Danny, and he's on the outside line as well, so this is going to be an impossible task to maintain this position. And Snelle Henke actually attacking the William
into Jozo.
Yeah.
So
well, that was clumsy driving by Snelle. He wasn't really there.
Yeah. So I think he just missed his braking points, and Jozo unlucky there in that situation. He gets pushed into the wall, so he loses fewer positions. He's still the leading hard-running tire who pits it from the softs, so not the end for him, but he would definitely have preferred being ahead of Danny and Snelle Henke.
Oh, and an absolute dive bomb by Trevor there, and Red Bull going into the wall. It's all kicking off here, but yeah.
Yeah, oh, with the side-by-side and Kelsey section, and Omleta goes into the wall, loses his front wing, and he's going to have to pit. That is not where you want to go side-by-side at all.
Yeah, too much impatience in the mid-pack here.
So it's all, like you said, it's all kicking off now, and Owen already has a 2-second gap up ahead, but Gerla only 3/10 behind. Ocean Chief maybe can make something happen here. Blindevinke has left the session. Okay, I thought he got disqualified, but he already crashed.
Well, he retired. Yeah.
So maybe Gerla can make something work here on Ocean Chief. He's only 3/10 behind. They don't have DRS, and he's not using his overtake. But I believe that slipstream might be enough to have a look. No, he's a bit too far back, so not this time.
Not enough. By the looks of things, Chief with a slippery car in the straight line, so perhaps running quite a low downforce setup.
Yeah.
Usually don't tend to run the wings too high here in Baku because the nature of the corners is quite low speed, and then obviously you have these big, massive straights. So
yeah,
you want to focus more on the mechanical aspect of things, optimize that, and then run your wings as low as possible.
Snelle Henke gets past Clara now, so both Mercedes up in P4 and 5, so good stuff from them so far. But he's Snelle Henke with a bit of aggressive attack on Jozo, might get penalized from the FA if it gets reported, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens there, because it was never really an attack on Jozo, it was an attack on Danny, which became an opportunity on Jozo, but it wasn't realistic, and he chucked it down the inside anyway. He got a bit too greedy, and then Jozo came off the worst for it.
Yeah, and so there's quite a few people here from P7 to P12, I believe, who were on soft tires on the hards now, and they're just gonna want to lose this little time battling each other to try and stay ahead of Owen if Owen decides to pit and manages to maintain that gap.
Yeah, so considering that damage, Jozo here, Turkey, in actually quite a good position, potentially the race leader after the pit stops cycle through. But Jozo, in spite of that, actually stretching out a bit of a gap to Turkey, so don't necessarily count him out yet.
Yeah. And DRS enabled now, so they won't have it down the straight, will they? No, I don't believe. They'll have it down the next
No, they won't, but
straight.
they'll have it from turn 2 down to turn 3. So Danny's going to look to attack Clara here. He's right up on the back. We need a solid exit out of turn 2. Does he get it? Yes, he does. So expect an attack from Danny, deploying his overtake. And yeah, he's got a big run. I don't think Clara's even bothering to defend that.
Yeah, that was
Why do it?
Oh, a little bit of a bonk.
Gets a little bit into the back of Danny. It looked like didn't get any damage, I don't think, but a little bit clumsy from Clara there, and Jozo tapping the back of Clara there, and Clara into the wall with wing damage. Jozo, a little bit clumsy read on that, and knocked Clara into the wall as a result. Clara won't be too happy about that.
No, that's definitely quite unlucky, but I guess Jaws is very impatient to try and catch up to the front runners again, as he's definitely got the pace to maybe pull off a win here. But again, patience is key in racing, so unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, Gurla on the button right now. Not really sure why. He's still well within the DRS of Chief, and no chance of an overtake anywhere near here. So
Yeah.
wasting his overtake and handing the battery advantage to Chief, but he will have the DRS.
Yeah, I don't know how strong
Scrappy
he
exit
is.
off the final corner though. He's not going to get Chief on this lap. You need to be within about 6/10, I believe it is, to realistically challenge off the last corner and down the DRS.
And I guess Chief is also okay. Chief has got a bit more overtake than Gurla, but not much more. They're not using it though. So Owen pits. So
Owen bites the bullet.
he'll come out definitely behind the hard runners, but depends how far behind and will he be able to make. Oh, he goes for hard tires.
Yeah, choosing to take hard. So obviously the contentious issue for him was that he had no faith the hards could make it to the end when the initial safety car came out.
Yeah. So we'll have to see if he can make those slightly fresher hard tires work. It's only 4 laps difference, so it's not the biggest, but it's enough to definitely make a difference if it comes down to that.
Yeah, I have to question the wisdom of that call.
Yeah, I thought he would have extended the soft run a bit longer and then decided to go for mediums.
Yeah, I would have understood if that was his strategy, but I think he's just blundered going onto the hards there at that time.
Yeah. Oh well, that's what he's decided to do, and now he's gonna try and make the most of it. He's already pretty close to Tald. And Tal's got, of course. Actually, let me just quickly check what penalties do people. I don't. There's not many, but how do I detail? There you go. So Tal's is 5-second penalty, so that's speeding on the safety. No, that's Schofield.
Speeding in pit lane most likely, although it might have been contact under safety car.
Yeah.
So if he has to pit again, he'll have to serve it in the pits. If he doesn't, it will be applied at the end of the race and can therefore be reviewed by the FIA.
Yeah, and Gurla again, I think just a bit too far back, even with DRS on Ocean Chief. So Ocean Chief having a brilliant race actually so far. Just keeping it ahead and doing what he needs to do. As Danny's getting overtaken by Turkey here. So Turkey makes the move stick, and Danny's slowly falling behind. Wait, actually, is Turkey the leading hard runner? Yes, yeah, so
Turkey is the leading hard runner. He's the lead car that doesn't need to stop. So actually, he's in a really good position right now, and essentially staring down the barrel of a win if things go his way.
Yeah, no,
he's suddenly put himself in the hot seat for it.
Omletto's just quickly making a move on Jules as well, so that's not going to help his race. So the two teammates fighting. That's just going to lose some time. I wonder what happened to Jules, because was it the fighting with Clara maybe? Or did we miss it?
Well, Joso got wing damage from that ambitious move, shall we call it, from Henke on the right after the restart into turn 3. Got shoved in the wall and lost his right end plate. Damage is not the end of the world in Azerbaijan because you don't really use a lot of downforce anyway.
Sector 1, I believe that's Zach.
Yeah, that's Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, just bottled it on his own.
Yeah. So he's having fun back there in P16. He's just come out the pits, so unlucky mate. Yeah, I mean it's quite close behind Turkey though. There's a decent little train there going on behind them. I think Gurla. Yeah. Oh, yellow flag, and is that Kurz?
Oh, Kurz.
Kurz has gone
Kurz
around.
Is I'm not sure how he's done that there. Maybe he hit the curb or something.
Yeah.
Pretty strange to lose the car in that way there. Yeah. So Ocean Chief inherits the lead of the race.
Yeah, and Gurla thinks to make a move, doesn't make it happen. Danny right behind Turkey, and the two Williams drivers fighting each other. Danny having a look down the inside and makes the move. Can't make a stick. Turkey keeps it around the outside, and Jules in the background there makes the move done. So he's back up to P6 now. And
yeah, Almeto coming back with the cutback maneuver.
Yeah,
gets it done.
And Trevor
and has the DRS as well.
So Danny, DRS and Turkey. I don't think anything will come from this, but it was a nice battle.
Oh, it's Owen being brave there.
Yes, so he makes the move on Sonny, but it definitely looked like it was 2 or 3 wide in the background there.
Yeah, Owen being super aggressive, which is kind of what he needs to do.
Yeah, so he makes a move up the inside of Trevor
Runs it
Linden.
a bit deep, but he gets
stick.
it done, and those are the moves he needs to make because he's fighting from behind. Turkey has a couple of seconds advantage over this field, and he's not impeded by other cars.
Jozo as it goes into each other. What happened there?
Jozo just refused to acknowledge the existence of Owen there. That's what it looked like to me anyway, and that's cost Owen dearly. And this is just handing the race to Turkey lap by lap.
Yeah. And Turkey starting, I believe, P8 or something, having a brilliant race ahead of him actually. So good stuff from him.
Questionable instant there.
Jozo, oh, what's he doing?
Oh, Jozo intentionally, yeah.
What is going on?
That's pretty clear to me. Jozo is intent on inconveniencing Owen by the looks of things. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't like it.
No, that is not clean racing. Doesn't seem like Owen has any sort of damage. But that is not the cleanest I've seen from Jozo at all. As he makes a move on Trevor Linden again with DRS. Owen might have a look here down the inside. Doesn't okay, Trevor Linden leaves the gap open. Gets a better exit. He's gonna have to stop behind, I guess. Oh, actually, he goes for it, and they go side by side. And Trevor Linden on the outside gets a better exit. So Owen desperate here.
I'm gonna step back from suggesting that was intentional by Jozo, but let me speak as one of the tier 3 managers of the say. A driver who's intent on driving intentionally, maliciously, inconveniencing, hitting or revenging on other drivers has no place in my tier. So let's just hope it was just a clumsy maneuver by Jozo.
It's definitely clumsy. It looked like he wanted to let Trevor Linden pass or something. I don't know, but it's definitely... It doesn't look good for him what he did there. Oh, sorry, wrong button. But Turkey got a nice little train behind him, and Jozo 3 seconds to try and catch up with Owen behind him. Alright, a little bit of drama in tier 3 back, but that always has to happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a tier 3 race without some drama.
Yeah, which is what makes this league so great.
Yeah.
And then Danny and Ocean the 2 drivers yet to have a pit stop. Actually, sorry, Kurz as well. I forgot, but he had that spin, of course. I'm surprised he didn't pit after the spin. He's probably trying to extend those.
What are they doing?
What's going on over here? Oh, this is looking.
I really don't understand what Jozo is doing.
This is.
This is gonna end in tears.
Oh, what? There's a bit of netcode there. Someone's lagging.
I don't really understand what I'm seeing.
Was Owen a little bit of a tap on Jozo? Gets loose and Trevor Linden gets. Oh no! Owen goes for a dive. Jozo side by side. They get the same exit. Jozo doesn't get DRS though, crucially, so that will allow Owen to get ahead.
And Owen are very aggressive in moving over on Jozo. I really do not like what I'm seeing here.
No, it's definitely more on the aggressive side, and Jozo seems to be driving with some sort of wing damage, and Trevor Linden right behind here. Thinking of him, Jozo goes deep, maybe Trevor can get a cutback, but no, this is not based overtake.
I will give Jozo and Owen the benefit of the doubt and say what they were trying to do is trying not to be the first to cross the DRS detection line, but that's not a game you should play, certainly not in traffic. It was creating a dangerous situation, which we saw with Trevor nearly getting shoved in the wall.
Yeah, now Gerla and Trevor going side by side, and this I've never... This is tight.
Oh, it's...
I mean, he makes the move stick. Brilliant move by Gerla there. So a little bit of front wing came off there.
Jozo hit the wall.
Yeah, so Jozo hits the wall. Gerla
he has massive damage on the right-hand side. He has red damage on his right-hand side of his wing.
Yeah, so Gerla now...
He's going to have to lift here.
Yeah, and this might compromise Gerla's exit as well, depending how it goes. But in the background as well, Sonny on Trevor Linden. Sonny gets past Trevor Linden into the DRS zone. Sorry, let me just go on. Jozo and Gerla's fights here. Jozo goes into the pits, so Into the pits goes Jolzo, and that spreads the gap out a little bit here. As Sonny manages to get past, I think it was Tiled and Trevor Linden, but they both pit, so... Sonny up to P8.
Yeah, making moves.
Yeah. It's quite intense battling here, as there always is in Baku.
Yep.
Some very close moments per se, but it's good stuff to see. Good fighting. Oh, who's that on the? Is that Zach getting laps? So he's letting drivers through. Is red, yellow flag sector 1? I believe that was Domino, maybe had it, or Schofield. I don't know. Some sort of incident happened, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch it myself, unfortunately, but.
And Owen, crucially right now, right behind Danny, so he's only got about 6 seconds to catch to Turkey.
Yeah, so
and he's
a
got
driver of
fresher
own
tires.
space, he can do it, but he's gunning from behind.
Yeah, and actually
Which is-
Omleto very close to Turkey, so he might actually try and make a move here for a net P1 per se. Yeah, I think he's close enough to do it with the DRS, so I think this should be a good fight into T1 now for Omleto and Turkey. So he activates DRS now, and while this is happening as well, in the background Owen, as you see here, getting past Danny. But yeah, Omleto makes it past Turkey before the braking zone. So, squeezes
Turkey makes a
Turkey
good
out.
fight fit on the outside. Isn't
Yeah.
really given any room by Omleto. Well, Omleto could have been a little bit nicer than that. Good driving by Turkey, though.
Yeah, so that was a calm collective overtake, I think right to the limit between both the drivers on how much track space to give each other. But that's allowed Owen to catch up a little bit.
Omleto moving under braking.
I don't believe that Turkey was close enough for that to really have a massive impact though. There, so I don't believe that's the worst moving under braking I've seen.
It's certainly not the worst instance of it, but the rules are pretty clear. We don't tolerate that.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that was okay because Turkey wasn't exactly making a move for it, and I mean he was far enough behind to maintain his distance. But while this is happening, Owen's gained about a second on them already.
Yeah, he's scything through that gap. He'll be there in no time.
Yeah, and Antoine, I just read in chat like 7 minutes ago, didn't realize Kurz would get ghosted. He thought he was going to get T-boned at 300 kilometers an hour. No, ghosting is a thing in F1 game, and I'm glad it's not in ACC actually, because it just takes out a lot of the realism. It is annoying when you hit a back marker, I do understand, but oh, that's a yellow
Oh,
flag.
Sonny in the wall.
Right.
He's had a spin coming off the traction there.
Yeah. And I think Turkey might try and have another move on Omleto here, down into turn 1. With the DRS, Omleto goes to defend, but Turkey just breezes past him, and I think this is going to be another easy fight. And yeah, Omleto has to yield, and Turkey gets past again, but this is not what they really want to be doing, because Owen is just gaining on them.
Yeah, just put in a fastest lap actually, and he has plenty of battery left, his own, about 40%. These boys are running on empty.
Yeah, and I think the next battle here is Schofield and Tao. This actually, Schofield gets a bit of a poor exit, so might not get the run he needs, but still has DRS, will get close, but I think he's going to have to back out of this one.
Don't, please don't.
Yeah.
He thought about it, but then he thought better.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that he did, because it would have ended in tears otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tier 3 is generally... I think generally they are pretty smart drivers. Sometimes they're a little bit aggressive, but the stuff you love to see.
One thing I can certainly say about Tier 3, they drive a lot more,
Lively?
as David Gothard would say, heart on the sleeve than
Yeah.
than Tier
It's
1.
actually Owen...
I can say that for sure.
Let's are probably... They're going side by side before the... Owen makes a move around the outside. So,
Yeah,
brilliant
nicely
move
done
by Owen.
there.
Great move there. Wow, that's a great overtake. And
Yeah.
he's close enough to get DRS on Turkey as well, crucially, to
Yeah.
keep him ahead of Omleto.
He won't be close enough to affect an overtake.
No, I don't believe he will that. No.
Most likely not, but he is still in the DRS and he's only going to continue to get closer to Turkey.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Gerla right behind Danny. Oh, as Danny goes into the wall and a huge chunk of his front end plate goes off there. I don't know if there was contact or not, but Danny definitely in the wall. Not ideal for him. So he's going to have to pit because that's
Danny has to pit,
damage.
Very conservative on the pit entry. You can take it a lot harder than that.
Yeah, I mean, with the, I guess 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well. So the,
it's gone, in spite of that conservative entry. And
yeah, so Scoford stays ahead of Tald, and let's see, Owen close enough to Turkey now to maybe have a look into turn 1.
if not before that point.
If not before, as
at this going rate.
Yeah, as we saw earlier with that brilliant overtake on Omleto. That's what you love to see, how Owen drives, is just raw passion, as he said.
Yeah. Yeah, I questioned whether his disappointing quali would get to his head, but clearly he's used the energy from that.
Yeah, there's a front end play there in the
Put it to
castle
good use.
section. I don't know if that came from Ocean Chief or Snella Henke, but there was definitely front play. Like, oh, he's getting a bit loose on the exit there, Owen. Manages to save it though, but that might have just ruined his chances for an overtake into turn 1.
Yeah, could potentially have done.
Although he has
He might just be close enough.
Yeah. Although
But
I think
Turkey has the DRS from Chief now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Chief's end plate. He's missing his front right end plate.
Yeah, so Chief will most likely go into the pits now, as I guess it is his time for a stint to end anyways. With the 16 lap all mediums.
Yeah, he could probably make the softs work from here.
Yeah. Yeah, so Turkey, so Chief Turkey's saving grace for this lap, at least. So he lives for one more lap, which is what he wants to do. Try and get Owen's tires to basically fall off the pace, so they become similarly paced. Because he's only got 5 laps for all tires. I don't know how much of a difference that is in hard actually.
It's not a significant amount.
Oh, it's actually Owen goes for a move for Turkey into turn 3, and Turkey
has a look.
Has a look. Oh, let's side by side. Okay, great catch from Owen. A little bit of a drift. Turkey stays ahead. Hard racing, but I believe it's a little bit of a rubbing his racing sort of. These two drivers are not wanting to give
there's
up.
no damage done to either, so yeah, could have been worse. And something interesting to note. Pretty sure Owen, based on that side, isn't using traction control at the very least, and Turkey definitely isn't using ABS. He's locking up a lot.
Yeah, I believe Owen's goal for this season was to try and race without traction control.
Yeah, well, he's doing a good job of it now.
Yeah.
A few hairy moments, but by and large, very competent driving.
And Antoine, I sorry, a little bit late to read your message, but he agrees on the ghosting bit. It's much better without. Yeah, I would say
maybe not for Bathurst.
Maybe on tracks like these with walls right next to you, maybe not. But I definitely agree. It adds to the realism and fun aspect. As Owen definitely close enough now to think of a move into turn 1. Will this be the lap he does it? Probably.
Yeah, he's got no battery left though, but neither does Turkey.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit of a brave move, but he can try it.
Yeah. So side by side into turn 1, a little bit of contact, not really, but he's gonna have to...
No, there wasn't. It was close, but there wasn't contact.
Yeah, maybe it was the curve bouncing
Turkey.
that looked like it, but he's gonna have to try and make a move into turn 3 now, with Turkey getting brilliant exits, which is all you need.
Yeah, and Owen conversely not getting a good exit from there at all.
It was Dominon...
And safety car, Dominon is in the wall.
So that's gonna shake up the field quite a lot. I do believe most drivers... Oh, Snelle Henke's just gotten out of the pits. So Snelle Henke with a brilliantly
prime
timed
position
pit
there.
stop, that could actually promote him to P1. And, well, depending what the other drivers do, but I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to go into the pits, especially the hard runners.
Yeah, I've no idea where Dominon died because I can't see his car on the track.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, I have no idea where he crashed. It was some point after the pit entry, so it was somewhere on the straight, maybe turn 1, but I couldn't see it.
No, It was very sudden. I didn't know what happened. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens now. But yeah, so I guess the top 4 will definitely go into the pits. I'd say medium. No, actually, it's 7 laps left, so soft tires would work.
Yep, soft for sure. This lends Turkey a bit of a branch because Owen was breathing down his neck on fresher tires.
Yeah. So yeah, this and then Snelle Henke on those mediums. Will it be enough?
Yeah, he'll be in prime position.
As Turkey stays out. So Turkey
interesting
stays
bit of
out.
a gamble there.
Omleto goes in. I'm believing Gerla is going in as well. Snelle Henke obviously will continue. Jozo, I believe, will continue as well. But Owen and Omleto will probably get out of the pits before he crosses the line. So actually, wait, Owen might be... Okay, so they managed to jump.
Yeah.
So they get the gap to Snelle Henke. So that's actually really...
Yeah, so that was a big strategic error by Turkey there.
Yeah.
They had the gap.
Yeah, so they had the gap, so... Ocean Chief, actually, as well, with his brilliantly timed pit stop, P6. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's
okay.
a bit of unsureness there about
Yeah.
who was in which position.
Yeah.
Chief, you have your overtake button on under safety car.
Aye, let's just shame him a little bit for this. See how long it takes for him to realize.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
it took a lot longer than it needed, but we got there in the end.
yeah. But yeah, Turkey definitely going to be regretting his decision now, considering everyone behind him is much fresher. Oh, jeez, my words. Much fresher and softer tires as well.
Yeah, he's gonna drop like a stone, which is a real shame because he had put himself in a position to contend for the win on merit. But yeah, he's fumbled the ball when it mattered.
Yeah, so that's unlucky for him. As someone, I think Vito in chat earlier said Turkey will win. I was actually believing that might have happened, but now Turkey's gonna have to wish for a miracle to win this race, I believe.
Yeah, it would be no mean feat if he could get a top 5, really, let alone a win at this point. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 or 3 laps on the safety car, and then we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, so far there's been a pretty decent race actually. I'd say some good fights. Some also
yeah, some solid fighting.
yeah.
Decent show.
Yeah, a little bit of controversial fighting as well, which we love to see. It's great for the viewers, depending how controversial it is. As Hasbro says, Owen for the win. Could he make those 2 in a row? We might have just
Well, do. He's in the prime position to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. And again, we were saying earlier in quali with the Mercedes, both drivers in the top 6. So it's definitely a great turn of events for them, and Williams as well. 3 and 5th, so they're gonna. If it stays like this, I doubt it will. There will definitely be some sort of carnage, as there always is. As actually Trevelina gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
Yeah. I think he overtook Kurz.
Might have done. It might have been one of those.
Kurz
glitches.
was ahead of him, so not really sure what's gone on there.
Yeah, it might have been another one of those Codemasters F1 glitches where it says overtake guy ahead randomly.
Yeah, don't ever trust the game when it says that. It's lying to you.
As he picks up a severe collision with Kurz. What is... Okay.
Aye.
Hopefully he's recording, and hopefully this is not any of his fault. So we can see what's going on there. Yeah. So I think the safety car field just waiting for Danny to catch up now.
Yeah, it should be in this lap. Danny will catch up the rest of that gap relatively quickly.
Yeah. Hasbro's saying he races in Owen's Xbox League, so he's backing him all the way. Well, that's great to see. It's great to see friends or friends backing him in other leagues, and Owen
Yeah.
with the win last.
Even if they are console peasants.
Yeah, no, that's all
no,
jokes.
No. To each their own.
Yeah.
You know, even if PC is objectively better, but you know,
Yeah, it's objectively more expensive
it's
as
good
well.
to see Owen fighting up there again and kind of coming back towards the front of Tier 3 because he did fall away from the kind of the lead pack, as it were, for a while last season. So good to see him come back into it.
Yeah, and I hope we haven't jinxed anything. But it's looking very good for Owen now, and Turkey, like Owen did, actually better this time. He's extending this as much as he can, and off they go. Good start from Turkey. Owen follows closely behind as Jozo already makes a move on Snelle Henke, and they're going side by side. Jozo makes the move stick. Not too much carnage in the back, and I think Owen having a little bit of a look up front, but the top 6 get away cleanly. And then followed by Ocean Chief, who's had a pretty good, I guess, jump as well. Actually, wait, was he P7? Never mind. 2 Mercedes going side by side here, so that's Gerla and Snelle Henke.
That's a bit tight.
A little bit of contact, they survive, both of them though. So, it's great to see some racing between teammates. They don't want to do too much.
Owen going for the lead here. Throws it down the inside. Pushes move. Turkey around a bit. And now Turkey under attack from Omleto, who gets by. Turkey going to fall like a stone now. Yeah, it's a great restart from Turkey. He played it strategically quite well, but Owen was not caught out by it. He knew exactly what happened. Chief is around. Chief
in the background.
Spun around. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
I believe he was hit by Schofield, or it seemed like he was hit behind.
So, yeah, it might have been Schofield. Not quite sure what happened, but he is in stone dead last. But Zach bottling it. When have we seen this before?
He's kept it clean this race, so I will give him that. So Owen already basically built a 1-second gap to Omleto, and there will be no DRS this round. Actually, Owen gets pretty poor exit, and Omleto gets a lot of great run on him, but there's no DRS yet, so I doubt he'll be able to make a move.
Yeah, and Omleto used up all his deployment for this lap as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the background though, Turkey might actually survive this. The 2 Mercedes drivers again fighting, and there's a great fight behind the Mercedes as well, as Snelle Henke stays around the outside. Gerla makes a move. Trevor Linden goes up against...
and Schofield is around. He tried to throw it down the inside of Trevor Linden. I think it was there himself, Trevor and Clara battling, and he's come off worst for that. Schofield finding himself in the middle of some questionable incidences and occurrence there.
Yeah.
Jozo on the back of Turkey.
Yeah, so Jozo will want to clear Turkey as quickly as possible. Turkey is sort of Omleto and Owen's saving grace at the moment, as he's just going to allow them to extend their gap and take home the P1 and 2. As Ocean Chief has been in the pits, repaired the damage, so his race is well and truly over. That was sad. Ocean Chief usually is good to collect some points.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for a good result there with the battling going on, but falling prey to the battling himself.
That was poetic.
Yeah, I do try. But you just...
And Dragon, you did miss some sort of yeeches. It's been quite a good race actually so far. A lot of battling going on. But yeah, Owen P1 currently with 3 laps to go. And Turkey just helping him extend that gap with Omleto as much as they can. And now Gerla actually...
Gerla going to attack Jozo by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Backs out of it a little bit. Jozo touching the wall there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a controller moment if ever I saw one by Jozo.
So no DRS yet, so they have to rely on the slipstream. Gerla goes out of the overtake just to try and save some, and they all stay behind Turkey for another lap. That's great news for the top 2. Not great news for the rest though, as there's quite a big train behind him. Actually, Trevor Linden making a move on Snelle Henke, so Snelle Henke falling behind now. Gets DRS though, so does Trevor Linden. And now I think Jozo might be able to make a move on Turkey.
He had a terrible exit, but he's going to go for it anyway. Yeah, he screwed up his exit, and now he's going to fall victim to Gerla.
Oh, it's very late on brakes into the wall, and then Gerla... Okay.
Oh my god.
So,
and he's Jozo just hit Snellahenke. I moved away from it for a moment, but it seemed like he intentionally hit another car.
I don't think it was intentionally. I think what happened there was he got spooked by Gerla, tried to outbrake Gerla, and then he just completely outbroke himself. And
yeah,
hit
in
the
the following sequence of corners, he hit the other Mercedes, and I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
I moved away from it for a moment, but I
Gerla
have to say,
on
I'm
for
really not
potential podium
impressed by Jozo's driving today.
No, we've seen better from him, that's for sure. I don't actually remember. I don't think Gerla has a podium yet this season, so this would be a great result from him. And he's got a brilliant exit on Turkey, and he's going to DRS this lap as well, so he should definitely make the move now. Only 2 10 separating, and Clara as well and Snellahenke trying to make a move as well, but we'll focus on Gerla and Turkey first. So as soon as DRS opens, he gets past Turkey, and this should be an easy breezy fight. Turkey just trying to get all the points he can with his strat, and Clara around the outside of Snellahenke. Maybe Snellahenke goes a bit deep. Oh, it bit into the wall.
Yeah, that's gone horribly wrong for Clara there.
Oh, as Clara hits Sonny,
and hits Sonny.
Oh, that's tight racing there.
Tilda, in sympathy for all the carnage going on, spins.
Sympathy spins, we love to see them.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, but that's so Turkey really causing a bit of carnage here as he's doing a great job, honestly, I think, with the much older hard tires compared to the guys behind.
Yeah, he can be happy with the drive he's put in today, whatever the result is. He's driven pretty much faultlessly, I have to say. It's
been he's done a brilliant race. As Kurz picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that's definitely going to hurt him. Come the end of the race, might lose 3 or 4 positions to that, depending. And Danny, P11 now, actually, considering how bad things went, and Snellahenke and Sonny having
Sonny and Snellahenke,
bit of a
Snell
fight
ghosting
side by side. Yeah, Sonny makes it around the outside. So good move there for Sonny. Makes the move stick. And now we go on to Trevor Linden, who will most likely make a move for Jozo, but he has 10 seconds of time penalty if I'm not mistaken, but the FI might have to look at those.
Yeah. Certainly will.
Yeah, so it's calmed down a little bit now, and as Trevor Linden, Clara is fighting as well. Oh, I think something's happened with Clara, and exit there. So yeah, okay, so it didn't get past Turkey, but Clara, I think, maybe picked up. Yeah, Clara's got wing damage, so something's happened. I don't know exactly what, but she was going for a move on Snellahenke, and something has definitely gone wrong. Into the wall
again,
and that's
lost.
the front wing. That's her race over.
Yeah, it's going to be a sad limp back to the checkered.
Yeah, and that's on the final lap as well. So that's just like you said, definitely gonna be a very sad limp. And as Schofield makes his way past Snellahenke, I wonder if Snellahenke is damaged. But Trevor Linden trying all he can, maybe a little bit of a...
Yeah, Snella has huge damage. He got hit in that confusion with Jozo there, whatever did happen.
Yeah, and I think Owen has only got about 4 corners left to go. He's made it through the castle section. So he's just got a couple more corners, and then he will be taking back-to-back victories. Great drive from him. If he makes this, actually, I was looking at the map, and I think he made a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, he's definitely made a mistake, as Omleto gained 4 tenths on him, but he should be able to take this one home. As Owen now on the back straight, going through the left-hander, through the right-hander, onto the main straight now. And he will be the Tier 3 Tour winner, weaving back and forth now in celebration to take back-to-back victories. Great stuff from Owen, great drive from him with the strategy. Now Omleto takes P2, Gerlo will take P3. And can Trevor Linden make a move on Joseph before the line? It's going to be close, and Turkey just... Oh, sorry, on Turkey. Turkey just stays ahead. So Turkey
just
P4.
About nailed it.
Great.
Yeah, fantastic drive from Turkey there. A bit of a shame with the strategy blunder, but to pull back P4 from all that.
Yeah, and Sonny P6. Oh, and into the wall goes Trevor.
That was interesting.
That is the AI taking over.
Doing very funny things.
Yeah, so Jozo P5, Sonny P6, Kurz P7, Trevor, depending on not if he's going to get his penalties taken away, P8, Schofield P9, and then Snelle Henke, I believe, P10. So that rounds up, and then Ocean Chief gets a 5-second penalty for speeding pit lane. He's crossing the line in the pit lane, and I think that just sums up his race for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great race, to be honest.
Nothing if not eventful.
Yeah, as we have 2 drivers finishing the race with no front wing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a rather fun one to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Some moments I didn't quite like watching, I'll be honest.
Yeah, a bit of some dicey fighting back and forth, but it was only a few moments. I think the rest of the fights were aggressive, but fair enough, I guess, is a way to put them. So yeah, Owen, congratulations on the P1, and Omletto, congratulations on the podium. Gerla as well, shout out to him, because I think this is the first time he's been on the podium this season. So a great drive from him. Sort of came out of nowhere. And yeah, the game says driver of the day to Gerla, but who do you believe is driver of the day, Pixel?
Honestly, not sure. I mean, Gerla P14, obviously fantastic drive. So he's definitely a contender. Turkey drove really well as well, but I would actually agree with the game on this occasion for Gerla to come through from P14 to P3 and to do the bulk of that work without the benefit of the incidents and the messing around that happened. Just thoroughly well driven. Definitely a deserving driver of that.
So Gerla, I would agree as well. He again, from P14 to P3, that's a great feat, and he just kept it clean throughout the whole race, did what he needed to do, and got that P3 in the end, and I think he will be very happy with his performance. So yeah, Gerla driver of the day, I agree. So does the chat. And yeah, that was Baku for Tier 3. Great race, to be honest.
Yep.
So I will
think
go
we ought
to the
to,
interview screen now.
Yeah, so I will drag in Owen first.
Whew.
Hello there. Back to back. That must be pretty nice.
Yeah, was a interesting race for sure, I guess, in terms of the people at the front dying, and obviously Ace Boy got disqualified because of a drive-through that he didn't know he had to serve after the safety car went in, but yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had teased us with the 37s coming up to quali. Were you a bit disappointed not to do the 37 and then to be P4, or was that about what you expected in qualifying trim?
37s I was doing in time trial, so that's the times we were all comparing with each other. I don't think my qualifying lap could have been much better than what it was. I was 2 dents down in the first sector and brought it up to like half a tenth in the final for my good lap because Danny gave me some slipstream. But I don't think I could have gone much quicker than I did. I just got lucky with the situations that happened at the front, and I think me telling Ace Boy to pit for hards so he would go on to the end after his drive-through kind of saved me. I think me staying on those softs for the extra 2 laps I did helped me. Kept the jump that I had on Alberto towards the end of the race.
Yeah. And you felt at the time that maybe that was a bit of a mistake, or were you always thinking about the long game?
Well, I was tempted to go in and do the medium. I didn't even think about hards. But because we sent Ace Boy in, he got a drive-through because he saw Grease's car jump. And he wasn't happy at all, but he helped me throughout the race. He was my trusty engineer, so that was nice. But yeah, him going into the pits to put those hards on, I think definitely kept me in that, because I would have done a 2-stop for sure.
Okay, so yeah, some good from the bad. Can you just talk us through the incidents, shall we say, with Jozo?
Well, that's we were talking about it then. Obviously, my comment in the chat was it was a joke, just so you know, Pixel. But I was trying to get past him, and he just tried to put me into a wall. So I was like, okay, I'll back out to let this guy go. And then the next lap, he did the same thing, tried to put me in the wall, and then I'm like, come on, dude, like, I know the other two quick drivers are out of here, like, you can't just take out this one so you get something out of it. And then I just went for a big send, which I think I did a lot this race, big sends to get past people. I did it with Turkey as well. I don't know what Turkey was doing, but he used everything whenever I tried to get past, and if I didn't send it, I was never getting past. It was an interesting one for sure, but luckily I didn't pick up any damage out of it because I managed to back out in time. But yeah, interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But in the end, the win came. 2 in a row, as I said. Is this the beginning of a run, do you think? Or how do you think you can carry this forward into the rest of the season?
I mean, this is definitely my worst track. I was telling Ace Boy about it beforehand, and the back-to-back I thought was impossible, so that's nice. Second in the championship. I reckon me and Ace Boy can fight for it. Ace Boy being the first driver out of us both obviously has on track, so we're aiming for constructors, and if Ace Boy can walk away with the drivers, then that's the goal. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. Congratulations again. The win and the fastest lap, so the full 26.12 from today.
Yeah,
Quite
congratulations with that.
Thank you.
It's great to see back-to-back wins after your unlucky start to the season.
More wins than I had the whole of last season.
Yeah, well, thoroughly deserved. It was a fantastic drive, so well done.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Alright, so who are we going to pull in next?
That's a good question.
Should we try Gerla?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hey guys, hello.
Bit of an interesting race for you. Probably not the qualifying you would have wanted done in the P14. But fought your way forward, made hay when the sun shined, and got the P3 and the driver of the day.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, qualifying wasn't very good. I couldn't do my last run because I ran out of time. But I think I'm really not that strong in quali. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the race, I got the pace and was just overtaking cars on the better tires and made the right calls on the strategy. Yeah, and was making good overtakes. So led to P3. Yeah, I'm very happy. Great race.
Yeah, it was a really fantastic drive.
Yeah, it was. I was just going to submit that comment as a fantastic drive. Like, you did what you had to do, kept it out the wall, made the overtakes stick when you attempted them. So yeah, definitely a brilliant race for that. You can be very proud of yourself.
Yep. I just want to say that I was supposed to be in the Red Bull, but I had to leave the lobby and rejoin, and then I forgot to select the car. So yeah, then I was in the Mercedes, and I don't know, the Mercedes felt really comfortable.
Maybe you're in the wrong car then.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, so very solid result, especially from how far down you started. Do you reckon you can continue that kind of trend of results, or how do you feel about the rest of the season?
I don't know. I think it's my best finishing position since I took all assists off. But I don't know. I feel like I really like Baku, and it's one of my best tracks. So I don't know how I'll do in the next tracks, but yeah, let's see. I'll try.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Yeah, congratulations once again on the podium and the driver of the day. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers. So then, any more interviews?
Let's dragging back into general chat too. I think. I see Omleto in voice chat. He got P2, and also see Turkey, who had a good defense drive. So I guess one of those two.
I'd be interested to talk to Turkey.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk to him then.
Hello
there. You're being interviewed. Interesting race for you.
It was.
Looked like a real shot at a win, and then just an unfortunate call at the end. Just talk us through your race and how it went.
It was fun. I just I was trying, patiently, trying not to hit the walls. Yeah, man. So yeah, in the end, why I didn't pit under the safety car was I felt like I had really good straight line speed. So yeah, I thought staying out, and then I thought I could hold them with my straight line speed. On one end, on right when everyone is soft behind.
I mean, to be fair, you did pretty well getting home P4 with much older tires, and that straight line speed, as you said, is actually really good defense. So I think you can be happy with that one.
Yeah, I definitely am. I I was expecting a podium at least, but no, I mean not at the start of the race, but a bit late after this first safety car when I saw some people on medium still. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a fantastic drive from you. You were
you.
one of our contenders for driver of the day. A bit unfortunate with that strategy call. I think had you pitted, you could have fought for win, and certainly a podium would have been there for the taking.
Yeah, I think I would have gotten a podium only because I had something damaged and I would have had to replace that.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then considering you had wing damage as well and maintain P4, that's even a bigger feat, I'd say.
Yeah, it was not really big, but it was like yellowish.
Yeah, well, regardless, it was a fantastic drive, so well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions we have for today. So thank you very much.
Yeah, good drive, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you as well for commentating.
Yeah, thank you. You can.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you.
See you.
All right, Omletta wants an interview. Should we just give it to him?
Yeah, we can do a quick.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
Quick one.
Yeah. Hello there.
P2. Your thoughts?
I'm pretty happy because I went into this race without really expecting anything. Like I absolutely despise Baku, and I was not feeling too well either. So coming out second is definitely like really huge.
Yeah, I mean, you probably feel much better now after the race than you did before.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was great results there, and you had some great battles as well to really earn that P2 spot. So it was good to see a little bit of fighting with your teammate as well, and you managed to get ahead of him, and then really just sail off. I think that was a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously got pretty lucky with the safety car. It really screwed all the medium runners in a way. And then also that Turkey didn't pit, I mean, was pretty free then. But fair play to him. I can't believe that he actually managed to bring it home on those tires, like such a good result.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
It was pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he had a massive train behind him, but he was defending and he had the speed, so it was great stuff from him. But yeah, he had a great race as well, and just following Owen to the finish.
I mean, I did not really think, like, even for a second that I would go for first. Like, I mean, I knew I didn't have the pace. He's just way too fast. But yeah, I was pretty happy that I was able to kind of hang in there for a bit, get some DRS, and
Yeah, it's just overall solid race from you, and good points for you and the team, I believe. So they'll keep the constructors fight alive.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't expect that one.
Yeah. Well, nicely done. Congratulations on the P2. Great ride.
Thank you.
I'll put you back to.
Yeah.
I guess you want. Yeah, I'll
just anywhere. I mean.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Yep.
There's much more to say.
Baku.
Yeah.
So
that was Baku.
Next week,
Canada.
I just see Kerr's unluckiest driver in chat. Yeah, I guess he was pretty unlucky this race. I've just read through the chat, and it looks like the F1 game sort of. I'm not going to say the word, but messed him up a bit. So yeah, definitely unlucky. He's been very unlucky this season as well. Anyways, next week, Canada. Yeah,
Yep. So that'll be an interesting one. It usually throws up some interesting racing as well. So could be dramatic back-to-back races. In any case, great race today. Fun to watch. Some hairy moments, but it's all part of the show.
Yeah, that's how tier 3 rolls.
Mate.
All right. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And I think tomorrow, I don't know the schedule exactly, but there's definitely going to be a race every single day in the evening here at EGL. It's going to be SLR tier 4 tomorrow, I believe.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
And then followed by tier 3, tier 2, tier 1 throughout the week. And then on Sunday, we have tier 2 and tier 1 back to back, as always, for 2 SRL. So be sure to join for those. And thank you all for watching.
Adios.